In the September of 2005, my mom was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. And then in late October of the same year, our house burned down. So we had two major things happen to us in a year. So my mom had to go through chemo and treatment and having all of the equipment she needed in a 2-bedroom small apartment that the insurance company provided for us while they were rebuilding our house. So my mom didn't die. She survived. She's been NEC, which is no evidence of cancer, for almost 10 years. So when she had cancer, I was 4. Well, I turned 4 in that year. And so I don't really remember much from that time period. I remember feeling really weird, and I knew there was something wrong. I knew she was sick. I knew there was something wrong. I knew I shouldn't have to go to the hospital after school every day to visit my mom. I remember feeling jealous that all the other kids got picked up by their moms, and I was picked up by my neighbor or my grandma or anybody else like that. My mom, on rare occasions, would be home and feel well enough to come with whoever was picking me up to be there. I remember I would go to the I would wake up early so I could go to the hospital and see my mom in the morning, and then my dad would come home from work. He'd always come home from work a little earlier than he probably should have, and he'd pick me up from home with whoever was watching me, and we'd go back to the hospital, and that's where I spent almost every single evening of my life, or for a year after that. I know she's lucky to be alive right now. There was more than 5 or 6 instances when she probably should have died, but somebody saved her, and I know how lucky we are as a family to have her here. I don't know what I'd do without her. So now the way that my mom's cancer affected us is I try and be there for my mom, and I try never to leave her mad or say something I'm going to regret, because you never know what could happen. I'm lucky to have her with me. Me and my dad were very lucky to have her in our lives, and it's kind of scary because you never know if she could relapse or if the cancer could come back, even though if it was going to, it probably should have already by now, but there's still always that small chance, and it's made me more grateful than I probably would have been if she hadn't have had it, because my mom does everything for me, and I don't know where I'd be without her.